Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Montreal, where in the last video we went through and we completed the year number 3 off-season, the draft, re-sign phase, free agency period, etc. Whatever. Um, we had ourselves a very successful draft. We drafted a man by the name of Bruce Goalie, and then another man by the name of Tyrone Rizzi. So I don't know how you can see those names on the draft board and say that that wasn't a successful draft. But anyway, after the draft, which was resounding success, I'll probably say that 2 or 3 more times throughout the video, we went in and we did the re-sign phase, which was also a resounding success. Sidney Crosby was brought back to the team. He's playing on that second line. Victor Arvidsson was brought back to the team as well. And then Dylan Dubé, we acquired his rights at the draft. He was also brought on board during the re-sign phase. The free agency period is really where the magic happened. GM Grich absolutely cooked during the free agency period. Riley Smith was brought in for that fourth line. He's a good veteran presence. He's a Stanley Cup champion. You know, he's been there before, and he's a good hard-nosed Canadian kid. But another fella that we brought in, and this was the pride and joy of the offseason. This was absolutely why you do it. Jonathan Carlson was brought onto the team. This was a guy that we looked at the trade deadline, mainly because his line fit, his scheme fit, is just so unbelievably perfect for this hockey club that we almost traded for him at the deadline. But we ended up saying no. We said if he was a free agent, we'd go out and get him. And lo and behold, he was waiting for me in free agency. It was like Patty Kane in year number 2. He was just calling to me. He was just beckoning me to come sign him. So we swooped in, got John Carlson for 1 year at 8 mil. The only downside to this deal is that Cam York had to be traded to make room for John Carlson. But before we get going with the simulation, to start off year number 4, we have to do something that I forgot to do in the last video, and it was definitely something that I should have done in the last video, so I give you guys full permission to flame me in the comment section and on Discord. We need to offer some contract extensions. We need to lock some of these guys in. So the first guy I want to go after is Keegan Spooner. Now, this guy is the absolute lifeblood of our blue line at the minute, and he will be for the foreseeable future. I think that anything under 8 mil for Keegan Spooner is an absolute steal. We're paying him less than John Carlson, which is crazy. One thing I want to try, though, is I want to just try 7.5 because it just looks better on paper. It's just a nicer number on paper. I would like to put him on our 3-year Stanley Cup window, but as you can see, that bumps his asking price up to 9 million, and that's not going to happen. So then if I go to the other end of the spectrum and I want to get him for 8 years, that bumps his price up to 10 million. And that is absolutely never in a million years going to happen. His price is at its cheapest at a 6-year term length. So we'll offer Keegan Spooner 6 years at 7.5. He wants an extension. I think he'll say yes to that. Hopefully he'll say yes to that. But the big guy, I guess the second really big guy that I had on my mind was Alex Newhook. If you remember in year number 2 or 3, this guy grew up to like an 85, but then he dropped down to an 83, and I can't. We might have had him on the second line in year number 2, and then we dropped him down to the third line in year number 3. I think might have been it, and that's why his stats regressed slightly. So now is the perfect time to offer him a contract extension if we want to keep him on the team. He's not even asking for 3 mil. So the same thing I'm doing for Keegan Spooner, I'm just going to offer him a nice, clean 2.5. It just looks nicer on paper, and it's a little bit cheaper for us. So 2.5, and he already is asking for 3 years, which is perfect for us because that's our Stanley Cup window. And this is if this contract backfires, and this is a completely movable contract. Like, this won't burden a team at all. So 3 years at 2.5 for Alex Newhook. The next guy, David Reinbacher, similar to Keegan Spooner, he is going to be the lifeblood of the blue line for the foreseeable future. The Austrian right-hander. I think that's Austria. That might be Latvia, but I don't know the shades of yellow. He's not even asking for 1 mil. If you bump him up to 3 years, he's asking for 1 mil. Whoops, one-way contract. I'm gonna bump him up to 3 years, and I'm gonna give him the 1.5. This is 3 years, our Stanley Cup window. I'm fine with overpaying his asking price because even giving him 1.5 is a complete steal for David Reinbacher. He's already 83. Alex Newhook, who's also an 83, is asking for double what Reinbacher wants. And Reinbacher is 6 years younger than Newhook and medium elite. So if David Reinbacher will sign by 3.1.5, that would be beautiful. That would be fantastic. Um, Now the elephant in the room that you're probably noticing right now, and you're probably fucking yelling at me in your heads right now, is Sean Farrell. Now this guy is such an interesting case because I want him on the team. I really, really, really do. 65 points last season, 41 the year before. He's so good. But is he $9.5 million good? I honestly don't think so. Uri Slavkovsky, who is also 90 overall, I think he's the same age as Sean Farrell, is making $1.5 million less than 9.5 million. He's making $8 million, and even that is more than Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield are making. So Sean Farrell is a guy who I would love to have his services. I really would, but I would not love to pay him 9.5 mil. If we bump that down to 3 years, his asking price doesn't change. The only way it goes lower is by 1 year, and it's by 25 grand. So Sean Farrell he's a guy that we might come back to because we'll probably come back to him around January 1st because that's when the main extension window opens is on January 1st. But that's also risky in and of itself because if he's playing well by January 1st, is he going to be asking for more money? But then the opposite is true. If he's playing poorly, then will he be asking for less money? I don't know. Sean Farrell, we're gonna wait on Sean Farrell into the new year. We might check back on him a little bit throughout the video, but as of right now, 9.5 mil is a little bit it's a little bit rich for my blood. So Sean Farrell can wait. He's on a 1 year, $5 million contract right now. So I don't know. Sean Farrell, I'm a little bit on the fence about Sean Farrell, to be perfectly candid, but we'll play it out. We'll play it out. As far as goalies go, the only tendies requiring my attention would be Darth Vladar and Jesper Blomqvist. Vladar, I'm not going to extend just because I don't think he's going to give me a fuss in the re-sign phase. And Blomqvist, I'm also not going to extend because he hasn't actually played a game for us. Oh no, he has, and he lost it. So Joel Blomqvist is not going to be receiving any offer from us just yet. Maybe around January 1st, same as Sean Farrell. We will revisit him, but that is about it. So we're just going to come over and advance a couple days. Hopefully these fellas will accept our offers. Keegan Spooner, it was an easy decision. Let's go. Up against the Oilers. Oh, Newhook is back on board, and so is David Reinbacher. All right, well, we lose the Oilers. That's no good. But our core is extended. That is just perfect. So, Keegan Spooner, after his entry-level contract expires at the end of the season, he will be extended onto a $7.5 million deal, which is right on par with what Suzuki and Caulfield are with the level of player that Suzuki and Caulfield are. So I'm not worried about that at all. Same goes with Slavkovsky. And then Reinbacher all the way down here. Once his entry-level contract expires, he's only going to be making $550K extra for 3 more seasons, so which is exactly what Logan Stankoven is making. So GM Grich and his $1.5 million deals, that's my specialty. Anyway, with all that being said, I am not super loving a 1-2 start to the season. I know it's early, there's no reason to panic, but I mean that's a little bit concerning for the team that we have, but we'll keep the sim going. We'll jump up to this game against Buffalo, the team that ousted us in the second round last year, and they have yet to lose in regulation so far this season. So we'll jump in. Hopefully, we can hold our own this time. A heartbreaking Game 6 loss in the postseason, but Juraj Slavkovsky opens the scoring in the first period on Devin Levi, reigning Vezina winner in this universe. Devin Levi, second period, 3-2 for the Habs. Joel Eriksson Ek, Riley Smith scores for us, and then Skinner and Talk for the Sabres. So third period, get underway. We're out shooting them by 7, and we are no longer outscoring them. Dylan Cousins crashing the crease, pokes one home by Adden Hill, and then Tage Thompson from the. Oh my God! It's deja vu. It is deja vu. Eli. Oh my God! It doesn't stop either. It doesn't stop. Keegan Spooner gets one for our pride. But nothing else more than that. We have 11 more shots. 12 more shots than they do. Sorry, I can't do math. But they just pummeled it on in that third period. That was horrible. That was brutal. Let's just keep on simming until the end of the month. Any games that are super important to us? Yes, this one against the Washington Capitals. It'll be John Carlson's first game against his former team, and it's in his former barn. I'm not loving these losses here. Okay, here we go. We're back above 500, and then we're back below 500. I'm not loving what I'm seeing. Is it our goaltending? Should I have done something about the goaltending more in the offseason? Probably, but 8-7-1 for this team is a bit of an underperformance, I'll say. But the Capitals 6-9-3 at Capital One Arena. Or is it Verizon Center or Capital One? I don't remember. First period, boom, 1-0 Washington. Alex Ovechkin scores. The raging Russian was raging that John Carlson left him, so he pots one. Second period, boom, 1-1, and it's Jeremy Coleman. Let's go. We're all tied up. We're doubling and then some their shots. Let's go, boys. Don't be silly now. Okay, you're being silly. It's got to be the goaltending. 2 goals on 17 shots, and now Connor Brown scores. I mean, we're not out of it yet, but I mean, we have 40 shots and 2 goals, and they have 24 shots and 3 goals. Like, that's going to be the end of it. Yeah, it's got to be the goaltending again. We just can't fix the goaltending. Normally I don't pay goaltending because it doesn't matter in EA games. Like you can win a Stanley Cup with an 85 overall, which is what we did in year number 2. And it's also what we have. Adden Hill is 84 overall. So I don't pay goaltending, but he's just not getting it done for us this year. We'll sim to the end of the month, and then we'll do a stats check. We beat the Rangers, lose to the Panthers. Okay. Lose to the Leafs. Okay, we beat the Sens in the shootout, so we're 10-1-1. We are firmly in the basement of the league. Like I don't know what's going on here. I think we have Jack Campbell wearing a Adden Hill mask is what's going on. Things aren't going great when a defenseman is leading your team in points, but as far as forwards go, Suzuki, Caulfield, Arvidsson on the third line is third on the team in points, and then Crosby, Yamo. Yeah, Sean Farrell, like this guy wants 9.5 mil for 13 points. Like it's just not happening. Dubé, I mean I don't hate what I'm seeing from Dubé, and I definitely don't hate 10 points from Logan Stankovic on the fourth line. But I mean, something's got to change here. Something has to change. Because this is not good. This is not good. Spooner with 24 points. John Carlson, there he goes. 16 points in 21 games. That's exactly what I want from him. That is exactly what I need from him. And then Coleman, Chikrin, Barr, Reinbucker, and Cooley. This guy, I'm still pissed at Caden Gooley from last season. 3 points in 21 games. I mean, it's exactly what he did last season, too. Like, Oh, I'm not loving Caden Gooley anymore. I was all the way in on Caden Gooley at the start of this GM mode, and now I'm all the way out. I forgot to check goalie stats. I forgot to check goalie stats. Hang on. Hang on. Whoops. Goalies. Holy. I did it again. I did it again. I forgot to turn auto rotate goalies on. Oh my god, I do that every single year. I do it every single year. Auto rotate goalies on. I do it every year, bro. Why do I do that so much? I couldn't tell you. That's horrible. Okay, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to drop Dubé down to the third line instead of Arvidsson. Because Arvidsson's playing well. Dubé's playing fine. So I'll give Arvidsson the +5 with Crosby and Farrell. That's exactly where he was last year for the second half of last year, and he produced pretty well. So we'll leave Arvidsson there. Dubé gets the demotion. We might even bump Stankoven up, maybe. I mean, Stankoven's got 10 points. Dubé has 11, so can I get a +1 with that? No. Okay, we'll leave that for now, just how it is. And then I want to check out our special team stats. Like, I gotta see how good the power play is, how good the penalty kill is. So, goals for per game, we're up there. Oh, God, we're 20th in the league, but we're scoring the 7th most goals. Eesh. Goals against per game, we gotta be up here too. Yep, there we are. Are we? I mean, we're outscoring our goals against per game, which is nice in theory, but then you look at it and that margin is minuscule. Power play percentage, 22%. I mean, it's top 10. Like, it's not a great percentage, but it's top 10. And then penalty kill percent, 77. Is that, yeah, that's all the way down. That's all the way down. Bottom 10 penalty kill in the league. So, maybe we need some more defensive-minded forwards in the bottom 6. Here we go. There we go. Shut out Calgary. That's what we want to see. Okay, we only allow 1 goal in regulation. There we go. Win. 1 goal in regulation. Okay, we fixed it. We fixed it. Okay, maybe we didn't. Okay, maybe we did. It's a bit of a roller coaster right now. I'm a Canadian sports fan. That's how we operate. But there we go. Okay, this is a lot better. Oh! I got horses in my hand. I need you to hold them for a second. Hold these fucking horses. Jesus, Travis Sanheim. I mean, that's a contract. Okay, this is a decision because this isn't a rental guy. This is a legitimate addition to this team. Ooh. 14 points for him. We're giving up Sutton, who we just drafted as a first rounder last season. I got high hopes for Eugene Sutton. We're also trading goalie, who look at these numbers. 43 points in 30 games for Bruce goalie. I mean, and then we're trading Othman, who isn't impressing in the AHL. This could be something, but I mean, Travis Sanheim is a Calgary Hitmen legend. He signed my stick once. Like, Travis Sanheim is an absolute beauty. I'm really considering this. He's a 280 though. 88 defensive awareness. Okay, I'm really considering this. What it would mean though, actually I should check his scheme fit real quick. Because if he doesn't fit on any of our lines, we can't have him. They don't know where he fits on our lines. Okay. Sanheim is definitely a guy that we can come back to. I don't think I want him for this particular prospect package. But Sanheim as a player is definitely somebody that we can revisit. So go in Sanheim trade because I'm all the way in on trading for Travis Sanheim. Personally, love Travis Sanheim. But from a general manager standpoint, this prospect package is a little bit too much for me. So We'll say no to this. I appreciate the Coyotes for making me think, but we're gonna say no to that for right now. After a month of the simulation, I'm not gonna lie, I really liked what I saw. 7-3-0 in the last 10. We jumped up into a wild card position. We're only 6 points out of first place. This is a really tight division, but the Bruins suck, and that's funny. I like what I'm seeing from Nicholas Suzuki. Let's see here. Forwards. Suzuki, Caulfield, Crosby. That is exactly what I'm hoping for. And then Slav, Arvidsson. Okay, I'm liking that. Dubé has been a little bit underwhelming, especially right after we just locked him up for 3 years. So I'm not really loving that. But I mean, 14 points for a third liner is good. But a third liner making 4.5 mil isn't good. But you know, it's whatever. It's basically what we got from Mason Marchment last year. So I won't worry about it too much. Newhook has not been impressing. Maybe if we move anybody on that fourth line, it would be Newhook. But I mean, we we just extended him for 3 more years, so that doesn't really make any sense. Spooner and Carlson are both a plus 15, and then our next highest plus minus is -5. So something weird is happening in our decor. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it's strange. So goals for per game. Did we get better? Yes, we did. We jumped up to fifth best offensive team. Goals against per game. This one. We are pretty middling. I won't lie to you. We are, yeah, right middle of the road in goals against per game. So we're an above average goal scoring team, and then we're an average defensive team, at least on 5-on-5. Power play wise, is that still top 10 power play? Yes, sir, 9th overall. And then penalty kill. Where did we end up on the penalty kill? Oh, did we fix the penalty kill? Oh, that's, what is that, 14 or 12? Because that's 8. And then 9, 10, 11, 12. We got the 12th best penalty kill. Okay, so we brought the penalty kill up by like 5%, 5 or 6%. So that's huge. I'm going to look for a two-way forward for the fourth line. Because the fourth line, let's see, -2, 1, -1, -3, -3, 4, 9. Okay, so top 6. Ooh, maybe not the top 6. Okay, you know what? That's close enough to 0 that I won't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, it's still, the plus minus on the fourth line is still close enough to 0 that I shouldn't worry about it. But none of these guys on the bottom line are really producing how I want them to. And if you're not going to produce on the fourth line, then the least you can do is play better defense. So we're going to look for a two-way forward. Probably it's going to be a right winger for Riley Smith. I would like to potentially move on from Alex Newhook just because he is our worst point producing forward. But I just thought of a new rule that I'm implementing exactly right now at this moment. Not allowed to trade players that we just extended until their extension kicks in. So Alex Newhook, we can't trade him until July 1st of this offseason. So he's stuck on the team. But Riley Smith, 1 year deal, he's free reign. We can send him to Shanghai if we want. So, and we probably will. We probably will. But I will report back with a two-way forward that I am interested in. Philippe Deneau, I want you, buddy. And I want you bad. So 1 year left on Deneau. 5.3. Do they need to get rid of a center? Let's see. Do they ever? They got Giroux? How did they get him? This guy's gonna haunt me forever. What? He's got 2 years left on his deal. He's going to be in another Atlantic Division team next year. What the shit? Oh my god. Okay, so they need to get rid of a center. Deneau is listed as a depth forward on this team. Do they need a winger? 1, 2, 3, 4. They're solid. 1, 2, 3. Okay, they could use a winger. How about defenseman? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This team is gross. This team is nasty. Griffin, you thought the Kings were disgusting? This is filthy. Oh my god. Okay, would they take Riley Smith? They would. We can send Riley Smith back to the Panthers in a trade that would send Deneau back to the Habs. Would they go for this trade? Riley Smith for Deneau 1-for-1? They would. All right, Riley Smith begins his second tenure with the Florida Panthers, and Philippe Deneau begins his second stint with the Montreal Canadiens. That's a fine trade for me. You know, I'm happy with that. Oh, it's January 1st. We're past January 1st, so we can check in on some contract extensiones. Oh, Sean Farrell came down by 400,000. Awesome. John Carlson would like an extension. 6 mils not gonna happen. Arvin Sid would not like an extension. Crosby would. Ooh, we can get Crosby down to 5 mil. Deneau doesn't want to come back. This guy, he wants 3 mil. Get out of my face, bro. Let's see. I'm just gonna offer extensions to these AHL guys. If they want them, they can have them, as long as they're not asking for more money than they were making. You know, that's fine by me. Semenov, come on back, boy. Stevens, come on back. Kellerman, come on back. I think you're scratched, so you can actually fuck right off. Josma, yep, you can have an extension. That looks good. We just offered some extensions to some AHL guys, and now it's time for Philippe Deneau's first game back as a Montreal Canadien, and Sidney Crosby returning to PPG Paints Arena, not for the first time, but I bet you it'll never get old to see Sidney Crosby in a jersey that isn't a Pittsburgh Penguins one. So, first period here in the Steel City, boom, no score. No score. Adden Hill, and honestly, we're 4 years into this. I don't know who Pittsburgh has as their goalie, but I doubt it's Tristan Jarry. Second period, boom, 1-1. Gauthier, I don't know who Gauthier is, but if you live in Pittsburgh, you might. Dubé beats him, and then Malkin beats Adden Hill. So 1-1, heading into the final period of play. We're out shooting them. And that's all I can ask for. The second thing that I can ask for is an Adden Hill goaltending performance reminiscent of that he gave us in the year 2 postseason. As the clock ticks down, 3 minutes left to play, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and we are going to the extra frame. We'll come back to that. We are underway here in the extra frame. The faceoff is won by Nick. He's going to get it back. Malkin is on him, but now, it's a bit of an odd man rush. Okay, I don't really know what the point of that dangle was, but didn't work. Malkin coming in as Gensel. He got leveled, oh my god, but here we go. Malkin, some sort of a backhander goes over Adden Hill's head and through the crease, but Carlson in the slot gets poked by John Carlson. Carlson with a K loses the puck to Carlson with a C. Jesus, Caulfield is flying. You see this kid? He's like 2'4", but he's moving. Gensel is gassed because he got crushed at the blue line, but he's trying to break it in for the Penguins. Gets it over to Kirby Dach. Oh my god. Oh, Crosby's got a break against his old team, Sidney Crosby. Oh, and he's poke checked by Taylor Gauthier. Oh no, but now comes Kirby Dach against his old team, and Keegan Spooner nudges him off the puck out in front. That one is loose, but Crosby's there. He might have some space. Now he gets stopped at the red line by Erik Karlsson. Here comes Kirby Doc now the other way. That's but Spooner, the defenseman, up on the rush now. It's a 2-on-1. Spooner into the middle of Eriksson Ek, saved by the glove of Taylor Gauthier. The 30th shot of the evening is stopped by Taylor Gauthier. This is a goaltending battle for the ages, folks, here in PPG Paints Arena. I'm loving every second of it. Slavkovsky walking into the slot. Can't get an angle. Moves to his backhand. He's nudged off the puck by Kevin Labanc, who is nudged off the puck again. Here we go. Jacob Chikrin now behind his own net, circling, looking for Eriksson Ek, who's trying to find the streaker. He gets Slavkovsky with some space. Slavkovsky moving into the backhand, forehand, and he scores! Uri Slavkovsky, the $8 million man, goes classic forehand, backhand, forehand. Hopefully that win sparked something inside these Montreal Canadiens, and now we're just going to go on an absolute tear for the rest of the season. But we're going to try something new this season. Normally, when I do my GM modes, I do one video for the off season, one video for the first part of the simulation up until the deadline, one video post-deadline, and then one video for the playoffs. This season, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to go exactly halfway into the season, because normally I just simulate up to the trade deadline and I say, oh, that's the first half of the season. But no, I'm going to go, because it's usually about 60 games through the deadline. I'm going to go exactly 41 games into this NHL season. We're going to have 41 in this video, 41 in the next video, exactly halfway. And the 41st game of the season, if my math is correct, is this game against the Arizona Coyotes. But really quick, I think we should jump into this game against the Florida Panthers. It's Philippe Deneau's first game against the Panthers since being traded, and Riley Smith's first game against the Habs since being traded. So it's in sunshine. It's in the beautiful state of Florida, the state that should not have one hockey team, let alone two. But I'm not Gary Bettman. First period, boom, 1-1. Yarncrook and Sean Farrell. He's trying to prove why he's worth $9 million. And I'm just not buying it. Second period, boom, 4-1 for the Montreal Canadiens. Suzuki gets 2. Arvidsson gets 1. There we go. This is what we like to see. We're out shooting them by 5. I'm loving what I'm seeing. We just got to keep this momentum. We got Old Mo on our side. 10 minutes left to go here in Florida. The boys are cooking. The boys are cooking. We are getting goaltending as well in this second half of the first half. That is the end of the game. 4-1 goes the score. The Montreal Canadiens come out on top. We love to see that. Love it very much. All right. So 21-13-3. This is very nice. This game against the Arizona Coyotes is the exact halfway point of this season. These are just some extensions that I offer to some AHL guys. Nobody on this team really is over, I think, 78 overall. Holy, 9-1 against the Ducks. 2-1 win against the Leafs. And then a 4-1 loss against the Sabres. So this game, correct, is, yep, this will be our 41st game of the season. So let's go against Arizona. They're 17-23-3. They offered us Travis Sanheim earlier in this season. Folks, comment on this video down below your thoughts on that Travis Sanheim deal, because if enough people tell me to go after it, I will pursue a Travis Sanheim trade. But in the meantime, we got to beat him. First period, 2-2. Newhook Crosby for us, Keller and Roslovic for them. Oh, I forgot they had Bobrovsky. That caught me so off guard. I was like, what team are we playing? It's the Coyotes. Second period, boom, 3-2 for them. Dylan Guenther. Love this guy. One of my favorite players in real life. There goes Sean Farrell tying the game up right away. Dylan Guenther, one of my favorite players. That kid is so electric to watch. And he's an Oil Kings legend. Power play for Arizona. Killed off. There we go. Philippe Deneau is working his magic. And there goes Dylan Dubé. Crashing the crease. Can the boys hold on? Get fucking 5 Philippe Deneaus out there. There we go. Boys, the defense on this team is really impressing me. The goal scorers are coming through when we need them, and Philippe Deneau is the best defensive forward in the history of hockey. And I won't hear it. I won't hear any other discussion. because he just is. So at the exact halfway mark of this season, Nick Suzuki is leading the forward core for us with 44 points. Cole Caulfield in a close second with 40. And then Crosby with 35. Arvidsson's got 30. So does Farrell. Slavkovsky has 30. Erikssonek with 28. Yamo on the third line with 22. Dubé with 17. Stankoven with 13. Newhook with 12. And Philippe Deneau with 9. Now, I'm not really upset about Philippe Deneau having less points than Alex Newhook, because let me tell you, Newhook is not defending like Philippe Deneau is, so that's okay. He also doesn't have a sick fucking nose that is leaning to the left like that. Like, that's awesome. Look at Newhook's boring ass nose, and then look at Philippe Deneau's sick as shit nose. Like, look at how awesome that shit is. Anyway, defensemanly, Spooner is tied for the team lead in points. He's on pace for 84 points, which would smash his career high of 54 that he set last season. But 4 goals is unreal. I'm loving that. And then John Carlson, he's still regressing. He's down 1 overall. He also lost an X Factor. I don't remember which X Factor he lost, but he lost one. Coleman with 20 points, Chychrun with 11, Reinbacher with 10, and Caden Gooley I don't want to talk about. Goaltenders, Adden Hill, his save percentage has not gone up, but his goals against average has been going down. So this is a plus. It was at like 340 last time I checked, 335, and now it's down to 315. So that's big. And then I want to check in on the rest of the league because I do wonder how Keegan Spooner is doing. What? Thatcher Demko is an Edmonton Oiler. So that's something. I'd love that in real life, but Swayman signed this year. That's big. Stuart Skinner. Oh my god, this hurts my soul. Skinner on the Avalanche is enough to kill me IRL. Let's see who's playing good. Minimum, I want to see like 20 games. Shesty on the Krakens with 920. That's what I want to see. And then Vitek Vanacek, because who else, bro? Who else? Goes against average. Georgiev is the worst. That's crazy. So Shesty is on his way to the Vezina Trophy. Samsonov is in the conversation. So is Demko, Levi, Vanacek, Knight. I'm not loving the amount of divisional opponents I'm seeing here. Samsonov's in the Central, but I'm not loving these 3. I'm not loving that. And then Vasilevsky as well. Youch. Let's check in on defensing men. These are right there. They have the same amount of goals though, so Keegan Spooner is on the same level as Quinn Hughes. I don't know, and he's also doubling his plus minus. So I know I say that plus minus is a useless stat, but when it fits my narrative, I'm all for it. So Keegan Spooner is actually the best defenseman to ever live, and nobody can change my mind. Adam Fraud down here with 40 points. That's crazy. Dougie Hamilton still kicking it. Connor McDavid's simming so well it gave me tuberculosis. Good lord. 70 points through 43 games is crazy. And then Ovi with 37 goals through 42 games. Jesus. What the hell is going on? What are they putting in the BioSteel? Good lord, they putting steroids in there? I almost said Darnell Nurse. Leon Draisaitl is in third. Austin Matthews with 36 goals. Alex Ovechkin Jr. in the rookie campaign is 5th in the league in points. He's right up there with his dad. Unbelievable. Kuznetsov is here. Bedard is here with 30 goals. He's up to a 96 overall. Oh, and he just inked a contract with Chicago. Holy Moses. That's unbelievable. I like that he's Connor freaking Bedard, but our coach can only figure out a way to play him on the second penalty kill. Go crazy. Kaprizov is up here. Zibanejad. Jesper Bratt is the best player in the NHL. William Eklund. That's a nice name that I like to see. Zach Hyman. Duh. is what I just said, because I'm a fraud, apparently, is what I'm learning. Elias Lindholm, I guess he re-signed with Calgary in this universe for holy mother of God. That's Bedard money. That's what we're calling it now, is Bedard money. Dude, the Kraken have to be nasty. They have Gene Shorts, who's up here in consideration for one of the best players in the NHL. And then they also have Ovechkin Jr., who's the fifth best point producer in the NHL. Like, that's crazy. Jack Hughes, Rantanen. Who's leading the league in goals? Got to be Ovi, right? Yeah, there's Ovi. Ovi Jr. He's gonna get 30 in his rookie campaign. He might get 50. He might. He's on pace for what is that? 58. Like, go crazy, Ovi. All right. So as far as offense goes, we are the sixth best offensive team in the league. 3.8 goals for. Defensively, hopefully we are a little bit better than we were last time we were here. I don't expect us to be in the top 10 or anything, but we are 12th, which is completely happy with me. I love everything about that. Power play percentage. We are probably not in the top 10. Oh, we are. We are 10th. 21.3 is good. And then penalty kill 82. We are making this team just sound defensively. Okay, I am loving that. We are just slowly getting a little bit better on the defensive end of the puck, which is good because we're already an extremely talented offensive team. We just need to maybe get a little bit better defensively. So I'm loving what I'm seeing. But through 41 games of the regular season, we are sitting third in the Atlantic Division. We are tied with the Red Wings. We are tied with the Maple Leafs for 51 points, which is third in the Atlantic Division. Literally, I just said that, but I forgot it, and so I had to think about it. It's late, all right. It's 1 in the morning. I'm a little bit tired, so I might deserve a little bit of a break here. The good thing for us, though, is that we have 2 games in hand on the Red Wings and 3 games in hand on the Toronto Maple Leafs. So while it says we're tied in the standings, realistically, we have probably anywhere from 53 to, I'd say, 56 points. So I'm loving where we are. I'm super, super confident for the rest of the season. Um, Guys, let me know in the comment section below any thoughts that you have in regards to the trade deadline. How can we shore up our defense on this team, you know? And then, of course, as well, go ahead and join the Discord. There's going to be a link for that one in the description below. It is just a nice, chill environment to come hang out. You can get some of your created players in a future franchise mode if you just join the Discord. So, like the video, subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.